Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain TXP and today is the 19th of July 2023 and unfortunately guys, the price of Bitcoin is still below the $30,000 mark, so we'll definitely go and discuss what is going on so far as the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is concerned. Now listen guys, there is some massive update regarding Bitcoin spot ETF and there are 8 applications that have been surrendered to the US Security and Exchange Commission. So this particular week and probably the next month guys, it's going to be really crucial to find out what the update is regarding the Bitcoin spot ETF. And to be honest guys, I wouldn't be surprised when the Bitcoin spot ETF does get approved. The price of Bitcoin definitely pumps up to the moon. Now this merges really well because next year guys is when the Bitcoin halving will take place and it's going to be really interesting to see the kind of impact it has on the price of Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies. Now lately guys, I've not been getting any news regarding Metaverse, but today fortunately I did find some news regarding Metaverse and one of them has to do with Ripple. As a matter of fact, Ripple along with 11 others are investing in a Metaverse protocol called as Futureverse. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what that news is all about. And guys, we also have some news all the way from Africa and it has more to do with interest in cryptocurrencies. Now look guys, inflation is definitely a massive criteria, not just in US but also in Africa as well. And could Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies offer a safe haven? To be honest guys, I really am not sure, but looks like that is one of the factors that is definitely driving the interest in cryptocurrency space. So we'll definitely go ahead and talk about it. And guys, listen, there is a new player in stablecoins and now via DeFi protocol, they have launched a stablecoin called as GHO. So we'll definitely go ahead and discuss what that news is all about. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode. And like we do in every Crypto and Coffee a Day podcast, we are going to be discussing 2 news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first one guys is an event that is actually taking place on the 20th of July. And it is called as Blockchain and Banking Festival, and this is conducted by DIFC Innovation Hub. Now I'm going to go ahead and explain what are the details you can expect in this particular session. And to be honest guys, this session is completely free of cost. The registration link can be found out in DIFC Innovation website as well. Now unfortunately guys, they haven't mentioned anything about Bitcoin, and I very specifically remember when I got introduced into Bitcoin, the narrative back then was blockchain, not Bitcoin. And it did actually change for a tiny bit where people were focusing on Bitcoin, but looks like the narrative has gone back to blockchain, not Bitcoin. And unfortunately, I'm not happy about it. But nonetheless, I'll definitely will be attending that session and I'll definitely give a feedback, most probably next week, on how the session actually went. And guys, the second news is to do with Metaverse. And there is a company all the way from US and they have actually released a report on UAE's Metaverse market research, and we'll definitely go and discuss what that news is all about. Now unfortunately guys, the report is not completely free, but they've given a teaser on what that report is. Now listen guys, if you're someone who's working into the Metaverse space, you definitely need to check it out, maybe even purchase the research report. So in today's episode, I'll briefly go ahead and explain what that report is, and they also have a sample report, so I'll very briefly touch base on what is that sample report and what is it that you can expect. And listen guys, they also have an option to customize the report based on your needs, so definitely powerful stuff. So quite a lot to cover guys in today's episode, so let's kick start with it right away. Welcome to the Crypto and Coffee at 8, the daily podcast that keeps you up to date on all latest developments in the world of cryptocurrencies, blockchain and NFTs. Join us Monday to Friday as you kick off your day with a cup of coffee and a deep dive into the exciting and rapidly evolving world of digital assets. We'll cover the latest news and trends in the cryptocurrency and blockchain space, as well as delve into the growing world of NFTs or non-fungible tokens and Metaverse. Plus, we'll keep you updated on the latest developments from Dubai, UAE and the wider Middle East region. Whether you're a seasoned crypto enthusiast or just getting started, Crypto and Coffee at 8 has something for you. Our expert host will provide insight and analysis on the most important topics in the industry and help you stay up to date on the latest developments. We'll bring you interviews with leading figures in the crypto and blockchain space and explore the ways in which these technologies are changing the world around us, from the impact on traditional financial systems to the potential for revolutionizing industries and transforming societies. We'll cover it all on Crypto and Coffee at 8. So tune in and join us for a daily dose of Crypto and Coffee at 8, and let's stay ahead of the curve together. We'll start your day off right with the most important news and insights from the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain, and the metaverse, and help you navigate this exciting and rapidly evolving landscape. In Crypto and Coffee a Day, the daily podcast covers the latest developments in the world of cryptocurrency, blockchain, and the metaverse. We'll also bring you updates on the latest news from Dubai, UAE, and wider Middle East region. This also includes a range of topics such as developments in the local and blockchain industry, including new projects and initiatives, regulatory updates, and policies related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region, local and regional events and conferences focused on crypto and blockchain, interviews with leading figures in Dubai, UAE, and Middle East crypto and blockchain community, coverage of any significant news or events related to cryptocurrency and blockchain in the region. By covering these local and regional developments, in addition to the wider world of cryptocurrency and blockchain, Crypto and Coffee a Day aims to provide a comprehensive overview of the industry and its impact on the Dubai, UAE, and Middle East region. Now, before we kickstart today's episode, I have an important message, so check this out. Shalhoub Group, a luxury retail and distributor which is headquartered in Dubai, are getting into the NFT game. And here's the deal, guys. They are not just getting into the NFT and metaverse space, they are going to be shaping the NFT, metaverse, and Web 3.0 space, which I believe is excellent not just for Dubai and UAE, but also for the global cryptocurrency community as well. And guys, Shalhoub Group's Web 3.0 sneaker brand called Soulmates revealed their first NFT collection on the 12th of April. Now, what is really interesting is that it's called as Soulmates, so it's spelled as S for sugar, O for orange, L for Larry. Now, instead of E, they've replaced it with Web3, and it is the number 3, mates.xyz. And guys, listen, Shalhoub Group has over half a century's worth of experience in luxury goods, and them getting into the NFT space is a massive deal. Now, if you're a sneakerhead, you definitely need to check out soulmates.xyz. And once again, guys, the number is 3 instead of an E. It has all the information, and in the show notes below, you'll get all the information. And listen, guys, if you want to be an early adopter, you can also pre-mint it at www.premint.xyz/soulmates. So definitely check it out. And they have a Discord community as well. And guys, Nick, who is the head of corporate innovation at Shalhoub Group and also the co-founder of Soulmates, has a WhatsApp group where he constantly provides updates in the area of NFTs, Metaverse, and Web 3.0. So guys, check out soulmates.xyz and be part of the Soulmates OG NFT that is definitely going to shape the industry. Next, Startup OI is global one-tech platform for tech. It offers global high-paying tech jobs with flexibility in working time and location, global free tech events, and tech networks to connect with global like-minded engineers. A brilliant platform to listen to the tech experts in Metaverse and to grab their insights. Now listen, all you have to do is download the app Startup OI. If you're using an Android version, go to Google Store and App Store for iOS devices. Alternatively, you can also click on the show notes below to download Startup OI. Next, guys, listen, if you're into fitness, if you're into adventure, if you want to do something wild but still want to keep your health in check, there is a new podcast in town, a podcast focusing on obstacle course race in the Middle East. The podcast is called the Race Pace Podcast. So check out the Race Pace Podcast across all leading platforms. And the Race Pace Podcast is a peer-to-peer community-driven podcast where they talk all about obstacle course race in the Middle East, from Sandstorm to Spartan Race, from Tough Mudder to Desert Warrior Challenge, and also the Government Gov Games, and quite a lot more. The podcast has interviews with athletes locally and internationally to get inside scoop on how athletes prepare for obstacle course race. In the podcast, they also talk about interesting stories on why they are motivated to do obstacle course race. And that's not all. They also plan to release 7 NFTs. And these NFTs are no ordinary. These NFTs will represent every emirate in the UAE. And listen, guys, these NFTs are going to be absolutely massive. So do one thing, go to Spotify, go to iTunes, go to any leading podcasting platform and search for Rise in the Obstacle Course Race podcast. And finally, guys, not your keys, not your crypto. If you have dabbled with cryptocurrencies and now are seriously getting to protect your cryptocurrencies, there is no better way to protect it by using a hardware wallet. And this is where Ledger Wallet kicks in. And Ledger Wallets are hardware cryptocurrency wallets made by Ledger, a company headquartered in Paris, France. And Ledger's hardware wallets are multi-currency wallets that are used to store private keys for cryptocurrencies offline. And Ledger offers 2 hardware wallets, the Ledger Nano and Ledger Nano X wallets. They are world-class experts with extensive crypto security backgrounds.
they continuously look for vulnerabilities in ledger products in a constant effort to improve the level of security. Now, in today's world, securing these digital assets is a critical challenge, and this is where Ledger kicks in. So click the link below to buy your hardware wallet and support this podcast. It is a brilliant way to support this podcast. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the show notes below.
Now guys, since you've taken care of that, let's kickstart by looking at the global cryptocurrency market. Now unfortunately guys, the global cryptocurrency market has marginally gone down and it is currently at $1.19 trillion, and since the last 24 hours, it is down by 0.13%. The total cryptocurrency market volume over the last 24 hours is definitely not looking good either. It is only at $33.35 billion. And to be honest guys, because of the Bitcoin spot ETF, this number should have definitely changed. It should have definitely been twice or maybe 3 times of what it is. Unfortunately guys, looks like cryptocurrency momentum is definitely not there, and it just might take a much longer time in order to get mainstream adoption. And since the last 24 hours guys, the cryptocurrency market volume is down by 3.19%. The total volume in DeFi is not looking good either. It is at $2.68 billion. And so far as the total value locked is concerned guys, it is at $44.11 billion. And this matrix guys, what I've been noticing, a lot of cryptocurrency magazines and online publications are also publishing about the total value locked. Ideally guys, the total value locked should be somewhere between the $80 to $120 billion. Definitely not ideal. And one thing which I've mentioned several times in my Crypto and Coffee Date podcast, at its all-time high, the total value locked was $242 billion, and this was going back to January of 2022. Unfortunately guys, over $200 billion has been completely wiped off so far as the total value locked is concerned. Now when will we reach these numbers? I really am not sure. So far as Lido is concerned guys, it is definitely leading the pack so far as total value locked is concerned, and $14.90 billion is locked in this protocol. Now one metric guys which is really fantastic, especially in the last 24 hours, and that is the decentralized exchange to centralized exchange dominance, and it has definitely shot up to the moon at 16.93%. Definitely brilliant matrix, and it's no surprise guys that Uniswap's volume has definitely pumped up. As a matter of fact, it is more than doubled since the last 24 hours at $1.12 billion. Now before we look at those numbers guys, let me just inform you that DeFi is currently accounting for 9.55% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. So it looks like guys, over the last 24 hours, there is a lot of momentum, particularly in DeFi, and mostly to do with decentralized exchanges. Now the number one, as I mentioned, is Uniswap at $1.12 billion, followed by PancakeSwap at $550.22 million. Core Finance guys is number third at $208.53 million. Balancer is number 4th at $103.39 million. And finally guys, Maverick Protocol at $91.5 million. And listen guys, if the user experience of DeFi protocols becomes extremely easy, something which an average person who does not have much time in, let's say, understanding the technology, if we can get these users on board, then these numbers will definitely shoot up to the moon. Think of it guys, there's so many people who use Facebook, and I'm pretty much sure people in the villages who are not educated, even they have Facebook accounts. Can that similar thing happen to DeFi protocols? And once that thing happens guys, then we could eventually say that Bitcoin is successful in creating a movement towards separation of money and the state. Now to be honest guys, based on my experience, it might take at least a couple of decades where DeFi volume reaches probably the 60 to 80% of total crypto market 24-hour volume. To be honest guys, it may not even happen as well. Now guys, let's look at the volume of stablecoins. It is down to $29.99 billion, and it accounts for 89.93% of the total crypto market 24-hour volume. And guys, I've said this so many times, ideally the stablecoin volumes should be high, and it should account for a lesser percentage of the total cryptocurrency market volume. And the answer is pretty simple guys, called stablecoin issuers. They can definitely go ahead and freeze your transactions. And few days ago I did talk about Circle USDC and Tether USDT, where they actually froze $65 million. Cause why use stablecoins? Cause in the near future we will be having central bank digital currency as well. And speaking of stablecoins guys, later on we'll also be discussing a protocol by Aave where they've gone ahead and launched a new stablecoin. So definitely important stuff. Now so far as the volume is concerned, out of $29.99 billion, Tether USDT accounts for $23.02 billion, Circle USDC at $3.05 billion, and Binance BUSD guys, it is at $1.85 billion. And guys, one trend which I've been noticing is the Binance BUSD's market cap is on a downturn, and as of today, it is at $3.85 billion. Now, could it be possible that over the next coming weeks, the market cap of Binance BUSD goes below the $3.5 billion? I really am hoping that does not happen. And a few days ago, guys, in my Crypto and Coffee Day podcast, one of the listeners did actually ask if it is possible that Binance BUSD's market cap will go below the $2 billion. And based on the numbers, guys, I definitely don't think that Binance BUSD's market cap might go below the $3 billion mark, unless they find out that there is some notorious activity going on, something similar to, let's say, Sam Bankman-Fried, or something similar to, let's say, Terra Luna. If that is the case, only then the market cap of Binance BUSD might go below the $2 billion mark. Now, guys, let's look at the market cap, 24-hour trading volume, and dominance between Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, Bitcoin's market cap is $578 billion, and Ethereum's market cap is at $227 billion. Now, what I really feel, guys, is as and when we get some news regarding Bitcoin Spot ETF by SEC, the market cap will definitely see a drastic momentum, and it just might happen now, or it could happen in the next 210 days. So keep an eye for tweets by Security and Exchange Commission or any information by Gary Gensler as well. Now, so far as the 24-hour trading volume is concerned, Bitcoin is at $13.7 billion, whereas Ethereum is at $6.16 billion. The dominance of Bitcoin, guys, is 48.40%, and Ethereum's dominance is 19.10%. Now, in today's episode, guys, what I'm going to be discussing is Flow blockchain and also Near protocol. And what I'm looking at is, guys, the fiat value of incoming token transfers from unique active wallets to the decentralized app smart contract, or dApps, over a period of time. Now, if you look at Flow blockchain, guys, the first protocol is called as Block to Swap, and if you look at its volume, it is at $179,000. The second one, guys, is Increment Finance, and it is at $117,000. And finally, guys, number third is NBA Top Shot, which is at $102,000. To be honest, guys, I was under the impression that NBA Top Shot would actually be number one. I was actually surprised to see that it is at number third. Now, so far as Neo protocol is concerned, the first protocol is Refinance, and it is at a staggering $858,000, followed by Borrow at $468,000, and Oddly Network at $171,000. Now, to be honest, guys, I was completely shocked by looking at the numbers. So what I'm going to be doing is, over the weekend, I'll definitely do some more research and trying to find out what are the details of these protocols that are currently working on Neo protocol. And mind you, guys, what I'm looking at is the fiat value of incoming token transfers from unique active wallets to decentralized app smart contract over a period of time. And what I discussed was Flow blockchain and Neo protocol. And what you can do is, guys, go to dapradar.com and you can look at these numbers for yourself as well. Now, in today's episode, guys, let's discuss another meme coin, because in yesterday's podcast, we went ahead and discussed what Dogecoin is. But in today's episode, let's go ahead and look at what Shiba Inu is. Because to be honest, guys, Shiba Inu at one point of time definitely overtook Dogecoin as well. And a lot of Dogecoin fanatics were definitely not happy about it. So what I'll do in today's episode, I'll try to give out some bits and pieces of information. Now, if you do want to find out any information regarding Shiba Inu, the website is shibatoken.com. Now, mind you, guys, Shiba Inu's circulating supply was the highest of all, but right now it is BitTorrent. But if you look at it, the number second protocol with the highest circulating supply is Shiba Inu. And at this point of time, I'm pretty much sure that you know the ticker symbol is SHIB. So let me quickly go ahead and explain Shiba Inu protocol. And SHIB, that is SHIB, is the main token of Shiba Inu ecosystem, bringing the power of decentralized, community-led cryptocurrency to millions across the globe. And since its inception in late 2020, guys, the Ethereum-based SHIB token has grown to become a worldwide phenomenon and is now accepted as a form of payment at hundreds of locations, either directly or through third-party intermediaries. And Shiba Inu coin, guys, was created anonymously in August of 2020 under the pseudonym Ryoshi, and Ryoshi says about himself that he's a nobody and not important, and that the efforts to unmask his identity, even if successful, would be underwhelming. And to be honest, guys, Shiba Inu quickly gained speed and value as community of investors was drawn in by the cute charm of the coin, paired with headlines and tweets from personalities like Elon Musk and even Vitalik Buterin. And Vitalik Buterin, guys, was long believed to be the original creator of Shiba Inu, but he actually denied the rumors on the Lex Friedman podcast as well. And mind you, guys, at one point of time, the team of Shiba Inu did actually transfer roughly around $4 billion worth of Shiba Inu to Vitalik Buterin, and Vitalik Buterin did actually donate quite a lot of these funds to India, and that was because of the COVID relief. And guys, listen, personally, if you were to ask me between Shiba Inu and Dogecoin, the technical fundamentals of Shiba Inu is definitely far superior, and they also have metaverse related protocols. And because of the metaverse related news, the price of Shiba Inu did actually pump up towards the last quarter of 2020. And guys, in September of 2021, even Coinbase, the largest US-based cryptocurrency exchange, listed Shiba Inu on the platform, and this news caused Shiba Inu price to rise over 40% in the following 2 days, bringing the meme dog coin into spotlight again. And guys, via Twitter, I very specifically remember Elon Musk did actually tweet something negative about Shiba Inu. To be honest, I can't remember what that tweet is all about, but the Shiba Inu community was so aggressive, and because of that, in order to prove Elon Musk was wrong, the prices did actually pump up ridiculously high, and at that point of time, Shiba Inu did actually overtake Dogecoin as well. Now this, guys, to be honest, is the power of community. Now what's really important to note is who are the founders of Shiba Inu, and Shiba Inu's white paper, guys, is also called a Shiba Inu wolf paper, and has 3 reasons why the term created Shiba Inu. That is, they started from zero with zero, and the brilliant minds behind SHIB had never collaborated before, and not only because of the passion and the love for Shiba Inu dogs, and the anonymous creator of Shiba Inu coin is known as Ryoshi. However, guys, very little is known of the mysterious founder of the dog themed cryptocurrency, as much as the founder of Bitcoin, Satoshi Nakamoto. Now listen, guys, if you do want to find out more information, the website is shibatoken.com. Now let me very briefly run through what makes Shiba Coin unique, because the Shiba Inu website invites dog-inspired artists from all around the world to foster the artistic Shiba movement as they bring Shiba Inu community into the NFT market. And Shiba Inu, guys, also created a campaign using Amazon Smile in order to collect donations to rescue real-life Shiba Inu dogs and the Shiba Inu Research Association. And guys, I very specifically remember in the last quarter of 2021, SHIB token or Shiba Inu did actually surge in the news, and that was because of a possible Robinhood listing, and at that point of time, it definitely flipped Dogecoin as well and became the most valued meme coin by market capitalization. Now unfortunately, as of now, it has definitely gone down, and via coin market cap it is at 19th, and Dogecoin, I believe, is at number 9. Now as of now, guys, Robinhood has still not listed SHIB coin despite a petition with over 500,000 signatures calling for it, and Robinhood executive Christy Brown has lauded the efforts of Shiba Inu community, saying that one of her favorite things was seeing it engage with the community to make it wishes heard. However, guys, Robinhood would actually prioritize safety over short-term gains of a new token listing, and because of that, the Shiba Inu fans were really angry and upset. And as I mentioned earlier, guys, the Shiba Inu community did aggressively go after Elon Musk when he tweeted something negative about Shiba Inu as well. So definitely powerful stuff. Now, guys, let's look at the king of all kings, that is Bitcoin. And unfortunately, guys, since the last 2 days, the price of Bitcoin is well below the $30,000 mark, and as of today, it is at $29,714. And since the last 24 hours, it is marginally down by 0.61%, and since the last 7 days, it is down by 2.82%. Now, could it be a possibility, guys, that because of the Bitcoin spot ETF, a lot of the Bitcoin whales are actually dumping the Bitcoins, trying to get the price of Bitcoin to go down, and then all of a sudden, there will be a massive accumulation? And knowing the notorious history of these whales, this is definitely possible. And I'm pretty much sure, guys, as in when the price of Bitcoin is going down, there might be millions, if not billions of dollars worth of liquidity that is going on so far as shorting of Bitcoin is concerned, and people might be losing a lot of the money. And I wouldn't be surprised, guys, as in when we hear more news from SEC or Gary Gensler regarding Bitcoin spot ETF, the price of Bitcoin definitely shoots up to the moon. But again, guys, all price predictions are 100% right 50% of the time. Now let's look at the price of Ethereum, that is currently at $1,892, and since the last 24 hours, it is marginally up by 0.24%, and since the last 7 days, it is up by 0.93%. Now since last week, guys, Ripple or XRP is definitely kicking up to the moon, and since the last 7 days, it is up by 60.90%, and since the last 24 hours, it is at 3.98%, and the price of Ripple or XRP is currently at 76 cents. Now guys, there is some update regarding Bitcoin spot ETF, and today, that is the 19th of July, the US spot Bitcoin ETF approval clock starts as 8 applicants are named as Federal Register, and the 8 applications are BlackRock's iShares ETF, Bitwise's Bitcoin ETP Trust filed on New York Stock Exchange ARCA, and the other Bitcoin spot ETF guys are Fidelity's Wise Origin Bitcoin Trust, Wisdom Tree Bitcoin Trust, Vanex Bitcoin Strategy ETF, Invesco Galaxy Bitcoin ETF, ProShares Bitcoin Strategy ETF, and finally guys, Valkyrie's Bitcoin Strategy ETF. Now here's the interesting bit guys. If you actually look at Valkyrie's Bitcoin Strategy ETF, it is called as BRR, which is BRRR. And mind you guys, this was a meme which was circulating when the US government or the Federal Reserve Board was actually aggressively printing money. So the meme that was circulating, not just in the cryptocurrency world, is money printing BRR. So looks like Valkyrie Bitcoin Strategy ETF is definitely using a really unique name. Now if you do want to find out more information guys, CoinDesk has more information on this. Also guys, it's really important to note that no guarantee that SEC will approve any of these applications, and the filing by industry giant BlackRock has definitely fueled speculations that permission is more likely. Now imagine guys, for some weird circumstance, if the SEC does actually decide to completely decline all of the Bitcoin spot ETF, what do you think would happen to the price of Bitcoin? I wouldn't be surprised if the price of Bitcoin definitely burns down, and it's going to be really interesting guys, because next year there is Bitcoin halving as well, and because of that guys, most likely there might be some bullish sentiments. So it's going to be really interesting to see and follow up on what the US Security and Exchange Commission is doing. And what I'd really recommend you to do is try to listen to as many interviews Gary Gensler is actually doing, because he's kind of the head of US Security and Exchange Commission. So those are my thoughts guys regarding the Bitcoin spot ETF. Now guys, let's discuss some news regarding Metaverse. And to be honest guys, since 2023, I'm not finding any news regarding Metaverse. But today I did find quite a lot of news regarding Metaverse. Now the first news that I'd like to talk about is Futureverse, which is essentially a startup formed out of 8 different firms, and they have raised $54 million in Series A round led by 10T Holdings, including contributions from Ripple Lab. So it looks like guys, Ripple is aggressively getting involved in Metaverse as well. Now, if you do want to find out more information guys, Bloomberg has actually provided the information, and they are actually saying that Futureverse is planning to combine artificial intelligence and blockchain to build the infrastructure for users and experience in the Metaverse. Now keeping the blockchain trilemma in mind guys, I don't think that using blockchain technology will be a perfect fit for Metaverse. Those are my thoughts and opinions, and guys, on the event that is taking place on the 20th, they're definitely going to be discussing blockchain in the banking sector as well, and I'm hoping that they do have thorough understanding of what the blockchain trilemma problem is. Now guys, let's discuss some news all the way from Africa, and Bitcoin.com has reported that between 1st of Jan and 4th of July, the Nigerian share of Africa's overall interest in cryptocurrency stood at 66.8%, a figure nearly 8 times that of second-ranked South Africa's share, and according to latest CoinGecko report, South Africa, along with Morocco, Ghana, Egypt, and the Ivory Coast, accounted for 23.8% of the continent's interest in cryptocurrency year to date. So definitely powerful stuff. Now listen guys, what I very strongly feel, the reason why there is so much of interest is because of high inflation and because of the currency which has fallen down miserably, and high inflation and currency wars have definitely fueled Nigeria's interest in cryptocurrencies. And according to a latest report by CoinGecko's Africa report, Nigeria had the highest level of crypto interest on the continent with a share of 66.8%, and the West African nation's share of the continent's crypto interest is nearly 8 times that of the next highest ranked country, that is South Africa. And the data guys in the CoinGecko's report is the latest to reaffirm Nigeria's status as Africa's #1 crypto nation, both in terms of user curiosity and traded volumes. And according to the report guys, poor traditional financial infrastructure, high inflation, and currency depreciations are some of the factors which explains Nigerians' residents' unparalleled fondness for crypto. So looks like guys, cryptocurrencies might just be taking mainstream adoption in the African region. But guys, if you look at the 24-hour volume, unfortunately guys, the volume is not looking good at all. As a matter of fact, since the last 2 years, the volume has been on a steady decline. So it looks like guys, people are definitely aware about cryptocurrencies, but maybe they are reluctant to use it. And this goes back to the whole basic point guys about user experience. Can an average individual who does not know any technological knowledge be in a position to go out and use cryptocurrencies? And once we are in a position to do that, then we might see a lot of user adoption. But to be honest guys, understanding the truly decentralized nature is going to be really difficult to go ahead and focus on customer experience, because the whole idea is who decides who go ahead and makes the improvements. In case of a centralized entity, there is a centralized company, they can ask for feedbacks and they can implement these things in a matter of few days, maybe in the matter of few hours. But in case of a distributed or decentralized protocol, it is the community that gets to decide. There's voting mechanism, and most often, guys, the updates take months, if not years, to go ahead and implement. And one of the massive implement that actually took place is regarding the stablecoins. And on 14th of July 2023, guys, Avi's community approved a governance proposal, which was swiftly followed by the much-awaited launch of the stablecoin called GHO on Ethereum network. And if you do want to find out more information, guys, Bitcoin.com has published a brilliant article, and what that article states is that the circulating supply of GHO stands at 2,510,269 tokens, representing a meager 0.0016% of the overall $127 billion stablecoin economy. Now listen guys, could it be possible, let's say if we do find there is a collapse of Tether USDT, and then people actually go and start using, let's say, GHO stablecoins, then they would definitely see some drastic momentum. Now at the moment, guys, GHO is relatively insignificant when compared with the top 10 heavyweights of the stablecoin world, especially when considering the circulating dollar-pegged coins. Now to be honest, guys, what I think at a macro level, investors, let's say, are not too concerned about Bitcoin or cryptocurrencies who do not want to understand the technology. They have a negative connotation towards stablecoins, and this is because of Terra Luna's collapse and also because of FTX's drama. And because of those news, guys, even though the project might be great, I really am not sure at a macro level if institutions or high net worthy individuals will be quite keen to get into stablecoins. But those are my thoughts, guys. Now guys, let's discuss two news from Dubai, UAE and the Middle East. Now the first news, guys, is an event that is taking place on the 20th of July, and the event is called as Blockchain and Banking Fest, which is done by DIFC, that is Dubai International Financial Center Innovation Hub. And this is actually taking place from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And I'm definitely going to attend that, guys. And if you are keen to attend that, drop me an email. I'll go ahead and send you the link. And if you're already attending that session, it'll definitely be cool to catch up with you guys. Now let me very briefly run through what the agenda is, because they're going to be discussing the confluence of blockchain and artificial intelligence and its impact on banking, and why isn't blockchain mainstream yet. And they're going to be discussing adoption of blockchain in banking today. They're also going to be having a section dedicated to tokenization, and is it the bridge of traditional finance, and does decentralization have a role in traditional finance. And they're going to be discussing blockchain and supply chain, trade finance from hype to reality. And finally, guys, they're also going to be discussing stablecoins, fiat and central bank digital currencies, which is the medium of the future. Now what I'm really liking, guys, is the agenda does actually cover quite a lot of things, but it's really surprising to see that they have not mentioned absolutely anything about Bitcoin. And as I mentioned, guys, earlier, in 2013 when I got introduced to Bitcoin, there were a lot of banking companies in Manchester, England, where they were actually training people about blockchain technology, but not about Bitcoin. Unfortunately, guys, the narrative that should be pushed is Bitcoin, not blockchain, and those are my thoughts and opinions on it. And guys, what I actually plan to do is, I do plan to release a series called as Bitcoin, not blockchain. And what I plan to do is, I want to have 3 levels explaining why Bitcoin is so critical and why that matters and not necessarily blockchain. So what I want to do is, I want to release 3 standalone episodes where I'm talking, and I'll go ahead and explain it at a beginner level, advanced level, and technical level. And then I do want to have interviews, and I do want to release at least 6 to 8 episodes. So I want to speak to some Bitcoin core developers, some advocates of Bitcoin and business developers, maybe even get Michael Saylor on my podcast, and maybe even get other Bitcoin podcast hosts as well. Now if you do want to be a speaker, guys, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxb.com. And mind you guys, the topic is Bitcoin, not blockchain. Now guys, let's discuss the second news, and this news has to do with Metaverse. And there is a report which is published called as UAE Metaverse Market Research Report, which does actually make a forecast of UAE's Metaverse between 2023 to 2028. And mind you guys, this report is actually published by Report Ocean, and this is a paid version, and they release a thorough intelligence report called as UAE's Metaverse Market, and it discusses the size, the share, the competitive landscape, technology, latest updates and forecast to 2030. And this research, guys, offers a thorough examination at a micro level, concentrating on insurers, significant market sectors, products, and distribution methods within the industry. And the report's competitive segment provides a summary of competitors, their financial conditions, recent developments, competitive analysis, and market advancements. The study helps market participants find relative prospects more effectively by looking at the strengths and weakness of key competitors. So let me very briefly run through what the table of contents are. And listen guys, if you're someone who's trying to build something on the metaverse, you may want to check it out. And the website is reportocean.us. Now the table of contents talks about the report overview, the global growth trends, competition landscape by key players, data segments, North American market analysis, Europe market analysis, Asia Pacific market analysis, Latin America market analysis, Middle East and Africa market analysis, key players profile market analysis, analyst viewpoints conclusions, and finally guys, they also have an appendix section as well. Now they do have a sample report, so what I did guys, I took that sample report, put it in ChatGPT, and I asked them to give a summary for it. So mind you guys, what I'm about to say next is just information from the sample report. And if you do want to find out more information, or maybe even buy the UAE Metaverse report, the website is reportocean.us. Now the sample report states, the UAE Metaverse market is a 3D environment merging physical and virtual reality for interactive experiences. And the report states that the market is projected to grow at a compound annual growth rate of approximately 28% from 2023 to 2028. And it's no surprise guys that the report also states that the UAE has a vibrant gaming culture with a high number of adult gamers driving market growth, and COVID-19 pandemic accelerated the shift towards virtual experiences and increased demand for virtual platforms. And the UAE government initiatives such as Abu Dhabi Gaming Platform and Dubai Esports Festival support the metaverse market, and favorable regulatory environment and strong digital infrastructure aid market expansion. And Gaza report also claims that UAE aims to be a global hub for metaverse community, fostering innovation and investment in artificial intelligence and robotics closely related to the metaverse are definitely supported by the government, and cybersecurity threats present challenges to market growth, including phishing and DDoS attack. And Gaza report also mentions about the Dubai Metaverse strategy that aims to attract blockchain and metaverse businesses, generating virtual jobs by 2030. And NFT is definitely gaining a lot of momentum. And Gaza report mentions that UAE is emerging as a global hub for NFT-related activities, and they also discuss market segmentation that talks about hardware devices, software that is asset creation and virtual platforms, and also services, and it also dwells into extended reality, also called as XR, and it also talks about how the extended reality hardware shows significant growth driven by gaming and business applications. And as we know guys, blockchain technology has definitely risen in adoption, and this is mostly because of the support by government strategies and regulations. And the sample report also discusses UAE's legal framework that includes the establishments of Virtual Asset Regulatory Authority, also called as VARA, and new regulations. And looks like the report also talks about the recent changes that include plans of Metaverse City, the Dubai-verse, fostering partnership across industries, and quite a lot more. And the report provides strategic insights for companies to improve operations and gain a competitive advantage. And as I mentioned earlier guys, that Report Ocean does have the option to customize the report and tailor the report to specific needs as well. So drop me an email guys if you do want to find out more information, or go to reportocean.us. So those were the news guys on Crypto and Coffee Date from Blockchain DXP. In case if you have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxp.com. Check out my website that is www.blockchaindxp.com, and also check out my other website that is area2071.com that talks everything about Metaverse. And if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. Now for the next few minutes, it's going to be an Ask Me Anything series where you listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So let's kick start with the Ask Me Anything series. Hey everyone, it's George from Blockchain DXP. You're listening to the Ask Me Anything series where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. I have a question by Arpit who asks, do you think the stable coins that is GHO has any chance to succeed? Now to be honest Arpit, at this point of time, I don't think so. There might be much use case of it. Only protocols that are connected to, let's say, to Aave, they might be forced to use the stable coins, but other than that, Tether is definitely being used quite a lot, and one thing you need to always understand, why would you want to change it? And I mentioned this thing in my Metaverse Everything podcast as well. In order for people to switch, the new experience or new stable concept as GHO should offer a 10x better user experience, and unfortunately, based on looking at the information, I don't think so that GHO does actually offer a 10x better user experience. But as I mentioned earlier, imagine for some given circumstances that the SEC does aggressively go after stablecoin issuer, that is Bitfinex or Tether USDT. If that is the case, could it be possible that we see a shift in momentum in GHO stablecoins? I really am not sure, to be honest, because you already have Circle USDC. Now, what I do think, in order to get mainstream adoption and get a lot of users on board, if they are somehow someway connected, let's say to a massive cryptocurrency exchange, let's say Binance or Coinbase. Now, will they do that? I really am not sure, but in order to get mainstream adoption, then I do feel there needs to be some partnership. And one thing which I often think is, let's say if Coinbase does actually decide to go ahead and release its own stablecoins, that'll be a very strong competitor to Aave's newly issued stablecoin, and it could be possible that that could actually even kill the entire GHO as well. And one thing which I did mention earlier as well, at a macro level, a lot of the investors are definitely not too content with how the stablecoins in particular is working, and that is only because of the whole Terra Luna situation, and the FTX situation definitely did not help either. So to answer your question, I repeat, I don't think that stablecoin, that is GHO, does have any chance. It just might be, let's say, in the bottom 20 or maybe even in the bottom 10, and it just might survive. Now, will it be successful over the next few years? You never say never in the cryptocurrency world. Absolutely anything is possible. So those are my thoughts regarding that, I repeat. And that's about all, guys, from the Ask Me Anything series of Blockchain DXP. In case you guys have any feedback or suggestions, drop me an email to info@blockchaindxp.com. Check out my website www.blockchaindxp.com, and also check out my other website, that is area2071.com, that talks everything about Metaverse. And guys, if you like listening to this podcast, please click on the follow button, give it a 5-star rating, and share the word across. And remember, guys, Monday to Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m. we have Crypto and Coffee at 8, where we cover top news and information pertaining to Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And how the series of episodes in the Crypto and Coffee at 8 works is, we usually cover some top news and information pertaining to the price of cryptocurrencies, some major breaking news, occasionally short and sweet news as well, news that has an impact in the cryptocurrency world. The other two news and information is related to Dubai, UAE, and Middle East in the world of Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. And what you're listening to right now is the Ask Me Anything series, where your listeners can ask any questions regarding Bitcoin, blockchain, beyond blockchain, cryptocurrencies, NFTs, DeFi, and Metaverse. So thanks so much for listening, guys, and have a nice one. Bye-bye.